Hello from Rio de Janeiro. This is a story of how British legal aid was used for a tacky inheritance dispute in Brazil. A city banker turned film scriptwriter had convinced himself that his brother, 5 local witnesses and a Brazilian notary had forged his father's will, and that he stood to lose his share in a £1 million apartment in Copacabana. He decided to start an action against his brother, but instead of choosing Rio de Janeiro, which was an obvious choice, he decided to start litigation in London instead. The story continues in London. He found a firm of West End solicitors who secured legal aid funding to pursue his claim. However, they conveniently forgot to inform anyone about the legal aid funding, which is strictly against funding rules. Neither was legal aid mentioned at the assessment hearing at the courts behind me. This denied the defendant 2 opportunities to nip this malicious litigation in the bud. The plaintiff abandoned the case a day before it was to be heard in the High Court, but not before considerable legal costs had been racked up. When the defendant attempted to reclaim his legal costs, he discovered that he could only reclaim a fraction thereof because the action had been started on legal aid, which means that you, the British taxpayer, have ended up funding most of this Brazilian inheritance dispute.
If you think the Legal Aid Agency should investigate how funding was secured for this frivolous, no hope of winning inheritance dispute in Brazil, click here.